All right, we're live. We're live.
I knew it.
Yeah, we are live. Episode number 47. Working the knee. I am, of course, the Big Lucha. Hold on, let me fix my nose here.
Yeah.
I'm a little off.
Other way.
Other way? This
I
way?
feel like it's getting worse. Yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm in here now. I
You
am
tell me
the
does this
Big
all the
Lucha.
time.
Back once again with the Homeboy Powerhouse, Josh.
Now I need to get those. I don't know if you've seen that episode of SpongeBob. Now I need to get those anchor arms.
Yeah, you do.
That's what we're missing.
We're living the gimmick. We're living the gimmick.
Awesome. Where'd you get that mask from?
Amazon. Yeah, they have everything.
The most official place for all the luchadors.
Yeah.
Oh God. But it fits your.
This isn't the only one I have either. I'm fully invested now.
I was like, you guys see, he blows up the group chat anytime he gets a pair of new lucha themed underwear. Letting us know, and we appreciate it because we don't ever want to see them in action. So it's good to know, like, hey, I have them. Trust me, they're on.
Yeah, so, I figure you don't want to see me wearing them.
Right, yeah. That should. I should also caveat that they're fresh out the package when he sends the picture. To have you posing and just sending it as like, got some new underwear today, fellas.
I got my draw.
I was like, that's the importance of having a group chat together.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, let's see. We wanted to jump in today. The Juice could not be here with us. He's having some juicing issues today. We're wishing him best of luck in all the dilemmas he's got going on for the day.
Yeah.
And you guys know Hot Tag.
He lives the gimmick too.
He lives the gimmick too. So we might be seeing a quick tag in later on in the show. But want to jump into it real quick and talk about how we're excited about what's going on with the Owen Hart Cup going on AEW.
Yep.
And this is our first episode since the WrestleMania episode.
Since WrestleMania.
Yeah. So it's
been a lot of things going on. We tried to set up a few different episodes, but one or the other might have something to do. I think Juice had COVID last week, so
so he's just getting back into it. So good.
Yeah.
Made it through, speedy recovery and everything like that. So times have just been a little tough, but we are getting into a point where we do want to talk about some of the stuff and want to do it, give a little bit of predictions and not have to catch up and recap it, maybe give a little bit of forthcoming knowledge and stuff like that. So speaking of the Owen Hart Cup, what'd you think about this week's first couple of matches on both sides, both the men and the women's side of things?
I actually liked both of the I like the Jamie Hayter and Tony Storm match. The finish seemed a little weird with the quick the pile driver.
The quick pile driver, yeah.
Yeah, that seemed a little weird for me. I thought the match was going good though. Beyond that, I just thought that kind of the pile driver seemed quick. It almost seemed like it was like a quick roll up kind of a pile driver.
Yeah,
it was a weird looking pile driver.
It looked like maybe she was getting it up, but had slipped or just fell backwards, and was like, well, you don't want to get back up and try it again. Let's go ahead and counted, roll her up, 1, 2, 3, and let's get on home. Because like you said, the match itself felt really, really good. I really liked it. They were very evenly matched. And I think that's what they were going for with the storytelling right there.
Yeah.
So the women's match, it was good. I feel like unfortunately it was overshadowed by the two men's matches. Starting off first with Dax, your boy Dax versus Adam Cole, baby.
Yes.
How did you feel about your boy Dax getting so close but not able to pick up the victory for Brett?
That was my favorite of the Owen matches
so far.
I didn't like the outcome. I don't feel like Adam Cole needed it.
Right.
I don't man, I really felt like this was the time to push that story and have Dax go all the way and win it. Not that I want to see FTR break up or anything and go on solo runs, but man, he's a heart guy.
Right.
So I feel like you could have went with having him go all the way and win this tournament, man. What does Adam Cole winning it do? It does nothing.
I don't know. I'm with you on I would have liked to see Dax go in. He was just talking to some of the other guys that I talked to around here. He was my dark horse pick to win it. And like you said, for all the reasons you said, because he's a well-known Bret Hart guy. He's the match they put on with him and Cash Wheeler was spectacular. You don't even really realize like how good a singles wrestlers these guys are because they're such a dynamic tag team.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome because they talk about it and they say like they'll never break up. They're on the same page. They don't ever want to break up. They want to be the greatest tag team ever. Probably be doing it just like the Rock and Roll Express. Just keep going until they're 60 to 70.
Yeah, good Lord.
Just keep it pushing. Keep that train pushing.
Yeah.
So FTR stands for Fear the Retirement. Fear the Retirement right there.
That is exactly what that means.
But I will tell you, I do have at this point, depending on, and we'll get into why here in a minute, Adam Cole, I think, winning the Owen Hart Cup. That's who I think is going to win it. And then for me personally, I thought it was awesome that they had, and I don't know if you saw it on the internet or people talking about it or anything like that, but this was the first match where we had we had one Brett guy and one Sean guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely known about it.
Adam Cole, HBK guy. He even tuned up the band there in the corner.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. So you know me, I'm a big HBK guy over Brett guy. So.
Yeah, your hometown bias.
Well, there's always a reason.
I'm a Canadian at heart.
The big lucha, the Canadian luchador.
Yeah, I really wanted. I like that they played the injury though, like when he went sliding into the post and it really hurt his ribs, and that factored into the rest of the match. And had it not been for the pain of the ribs, then he could have executed the sharpshooter a little bit tighter and stronger and held on longer. But yeah, they didn't make him go out like a punk. He didn't just get his ass beat and look bad. He went as hard. It was almost like when Brett had Austin in the sharpshooter and he bled out and just passed out. It almost felt like that. That he just couldn't go any longer. He just had to give this one up.
Right. Dax is really good at storytelling, and he's really passionate about that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the first of the men's Owen Hart Cup matches. And we're gonna talk about the second one, and that was Darby Allin versus Jeff Hardy, literally trying to end the other one's life. What did you think about that match?
That spot off the top of the ladder onto the chairs. It looked nasty. I mean, it was a good spot, but the landing looked like his leg hit the top of, I want to say it was the second chair.
I don't know which chair it was, but
it looked bad. Man. I was like, Jeff did his best to try to catch it, but man, that looked bad there, man.
It was so. I'm currently going through and doing a little bit of wrestling training myself and learning how to bump and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just going off of the middle rope and even coming off the top rope is something that people do not understand how crazy and how scary that can be. Getting up on that ladder and having to trust somebody else is going to catch you going through some steel chairs.
Yeah.
Darby Allin is a different animal, man. He is not long for this wrestling world, but when he's here, and while he's here, we should enjoy him because he's going to be doing some things that we haven't seen since Jeff Hardy, which I think was a really cool.
It was old version versus new version of the same act.
Yeah.
It was the same guy.
I thought it was awesome. I thought it was a great match and everything like that. They were really trying to see it. And, it started turning into oh, you think you can hurt yourself? I bet I can hurt myself worse.
One thing
that swanton that Jeff took onto the steel steps.
Yeah.
That was nasty. It just made a quick thud, and that was it.
And then he was like back on it bounced him back up. He bounced him up. It bounced him back up. One thing that
guys are crazy.
I thought about Jeff. I think that match made Jeff look better because to me, since Jeff has been there, he's looked old.
Sure, I can agree with that.
He's looked, other than the spot where was that at? I forget the city, but he was off the top of like the window in that arena, and he went through. Other than that spot, Jeff has looked really old to me. Like, man, you need to hang it up. Even last week when he did the swanton, it looked kind of weak. Mm-hmm. Like he hasn't. It looks like he's landing it to protect himself. I get that much,
right?
But his matches just have made him look old. And this particular match, I didn't feel like he looked old. I felt like he looked like Jeff Hardy. He looked like what I've grown up seeing. So I appreciated that.
Well, that's good because the rumors are it looks like they want to do the Hardys versus the Young Bucks again on AEW TV, which I'm excited for. But kind of like you were mentioning, it can be a little bit worrisome because Matt and Jeff are getting up there, and unfortunately, their bodies are starting to kind of slow down a little bit. Not to say they still couldn't go; they could probably still put on a 20-minute match. But is it, just Father Time? It's not going to be a 90s, early 2000s Hardy match. But maybe they can pull it out. Maybe they can, muster up all of their Hardy energy.
And they should. Just so we don't have this feeling of, man, we didn't get to see this match, on this stage when we could have. It'll be similar to Taker and Sting. Like, man, what if we would have got this at this correct time frame?
Right.
You know what I mean? So if we can get it and the Hardys can put on a bit of a show for us, I'm with it, man. We don't need Jeff off the top of a ladder or anything.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Which is where I think because now it looks like it's going to be Jeff Hardy versus Adam Cole in the semifinals in one of the semifinal rounds. So we're looking at that. But speaking of the semifinal rounds and everything like that, let's get into a couple of things. First off, we want to hear your thoughts on who the Jokers are going to be for each of the Owen Hart Cup, because we have a Joker for both the men's and the women's cup, as well as who we think is taking it all, or at least we'll go with our finals. We'll go with our final two pick, not who takes it all, because I think that'll be a good precursor for our Double or Nothing episode. So let's start off with the Jokers. Who do you think, you could pick either one, men's or women's, who you feeling like you think you know who the Joker is?
I feel like for the men, the Joker is Cesaro.
Okay. Claudio.
Yeah.
Claudio.
Claudio. I feel like it's going to be him for the men. I wouldn't necessarily be mad if it was Johnny Wrestling, especially with Candice's contract ending. I wouldn't be mad, but I really think it's gonna be Cesaro. I don't know who else it could be. I don't know, like everybody else that I would want to see is pretty much there already. Like, I don't know what else we could do over here. So I think that's who that's gonna be. I think on the women's side, it's got to be Athena. I was really hoping it was gonna be Mia Yim, but she just signed with Impact.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm going with Athena on the women's side.
Okay.
But then there's does she debut and lose? Because that's against Britt.
To Britt, yeah.
So, I don't know.
Not sure. Because that's the thing, is whoever debuts on either side, they're against some monsters.
Yeah.
Like, does Samoa Joe take the L against whoever did, Johnny Wrestling or Claudio coming in? He could take the L. He can afford it. It's not going to hurt.
Yeah, they gonna hurt
Joe by any means.
No.
And they could always do some Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt running that kind of prevents them, gives them an out and everything like that. It compromises the integrity of this tournament, but that'd be something that we look into. For me, I agree with you on Athena on the women's side, just because I was right there with you. I was thinking it was either Mia Yim. I think that would be the only other option, but Athena is the only one that I could see currently who could come in and realistically pick up the, we'll say, underdog or surprise win over Britt Baker, and it not seem unfathomable. You know what I'm saying? Like Athena could come in, she could win the Joker round, and I could see if Athena is in it, her making it to the finals. Another name that might be floating out there that might come in, Deonna Purrazzo.
But she was just, she wasn't in the tournament. That's right. She just had the match against Mercedes.
Right. She just had a match against Mercedes. Maybe, drop the belt so she could jump into the tournament. Not saying she needed to jump into the tournament, but could be something that they're looking at doing. Yeah. The only problem I see there is now you got heel versus heel, and that would be good in turning, I guess, Britt Baker face. But I don't know if you can. I don't know if you want to turn Britt face. I really don't. She's one of those that's been so good as a heel. I really don't know if I ever want to see her as a face again.
No, it's the same. It's the same as Bayley.
It's the same as Bayley. Yeah.
I don't want to see Bayley back happy. And it's been rumors to sidetrack just for a second. You know me. You know how it is when it's the two of us.
It's the
show. When it's been rumors with people seeing that Bayley has grown her hair, that she's going to go back to how she was, but then recently she just showed herself like getting a haircut. So I'm hoping she never is happy again. I want her to be angry forever.
Live the miserable life with the rest of us.
Yeah. Same for Britt. I don't think her gimmick works happy. I want her to be DMD and cocky and arrogant and that all the time.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. That's the only way to go about it right now. So I'm rolling with Athena too. On the men's side, though, I do have Claudio as one of them, but he's not who I think is going to be. I wouldn't be surprised if it is him. Obviously, I didn't even think about Johnny Gargano at first till you mentioned it. I'm throwing a name out to you, and I hope you like it. It's somebody that we haven't seen in a minute, but would be a great welcome back and could theoretically just steal the whole Owen Hart Cup if these two had a fight. I'm thinking Samoa Joe against the Joker. The Joker is Miro.
Oh, yeah. Man, that'd be a nasty match.
That'd be disgusting.
Yeah, two big beefy men slapping meat.
Just slapping man meat for free on a Wednesday night.
Man, I'd like that.
You'd love to see some Miro in that. Yeah, absolutely. We haven't seen Miro in a minute, and I think that'd be a great way to introduce him back. Get him back in there. Hell, bring his wife along if he wants. I don't care. I just want to see Miro back on my screens, and I think as the Joker, that's a good way to go about it. And then you could theoretically, if you wanted to, because you know how Tony Khan, he loves to do his the surprise debuts at the pay-per-views. Yeah. So you could still have Claudio show up at the pay-per-view as a surprise day. You know, the new thing, the Tony Schiavone. We just signed a new free agent talent, and he shows everybody the contract.
Yeah, it says it clearly on there.
Wonder who it could be.
Who was that the last one?
Swerve.
Swerve, yeah. Clearly Swerve.
Clearly the big bold letters, all capitalized in black. Swerve. Oh, I wonder who it is, Tony. God damn it.
At least with Jay Lethal, he didn't make that mistake.
Yeah, that was, or maybe he did. We don't know. We were live in that audience.
They had that. The Jay Lethal. It was a surprise. It was a surprise.
But it was a good surprise. Yeah, it was well worth it. But yeah, that's what.
Oh, that was hilarious. It was like we have the contract. It was, hold on. It was like you can see this new product. Wonder what it could be. Clearly a Yeti, Tony.
Poor Tony. He's a great sport. We love us some Tony.
Oh man, that was hilarious.
Oh yeah. So I'm bringing it back. I got Miro. I got Miro being the wild card. I got him losing in the second round though. I think he'll take the L to Ray Phoenix. I think Ray's coming out. I think so. Let me go ahead and just jump into who I think the finals are going to be. I have Ray Phoenix versus Adam Cole in the finals for the Owen Hart Cup. And that's
who's Ray going against? I'm not looking. I need to see. I'd have to see like the card.
Yeah, Ray is he's fighting Kyle O'Reilly.
Oh yeah, Ray's beating him.
Right. Ray's beating him. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think they'll do Kyle versus Adam
Cole.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do that again.
Who else is on that side?
Samoa Joe and the wild card.
Oh, that's it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Huh. Doesn't the Ray Phoenix want to have to face like Jeff Hardy?
No, Jeff Hardy is facing Adam Cole.
Adam Cole, okay.
Right.
Yeah, Cole was gonna beat Jeff Hardy somehow. Ray Phoenix versus I don't want to see Adam Cole win this thing, man.
It's gonna happen. You're gonna have the Shawn Michaels guy win the Owen Hart tournament.
That is trash. That is trash. That is trash. I don't want to see. This is really going to irritate me now that you couldn't have Dax win this.
Perfect. It's perfect. That's called good heel work, sir.
No,
you should appreciate it.
Tony Khan's a heel.
I think so. I think so.
See, whoever wins the Joe and Joker match, I want to see win it all.
Okay.
I don't want to see Adam Cole. I wouldn't be mad if Ray Phoenix, because I've come to appreciate Ray Phoenix. You know, us losers got to stick together. You know.
Yeah, clearly.
I don't want to see Adam Cole win it, but it would be nice to see Ray Phoenix come back after that scary injury and do some damage here in this tournament.
Yeah, that'd be a good storyline right there.
Yeah.
It'd be a really good storyline. Plus, I think the winner of the Owen Hart Cup, I could be wrong, but I think a couple of weeks ago when they first were talking about it, the winner gets a shot at the title.
Okay. The world title, not
the world title, yeah.
Yeah.
They get a shot at the world title. So I would like to see I'd see Ray Phoenix versus either CM Punk or Hangman Page. I think this is the first match where I'm not sure if Hangman's gonna 100% walk out as champion.
But doesn't most the AEW champions have had year-long runs?
Mm-hmm.
So you think they're gonna not give him a year run?
I don't know. I really don't. I would say all the other champions beforehand were heels. Even Jon Moxley towards the end started to do more heelish things.
Mm-hmm.
And you could theoretically give a heel a long run. Baby faces, unfortunately, in this day and age, people get tired of them way too quickly. They get tired of it. Which, not me. I'm still fully aboard the cowboy shit train. I'm still
cowboy shit.
Still fully on board.
Yeah.
Leaving the station. But actually, that's a perfect segue. Thank you for bringing that up. So we got talked about a little bit about the Owen Hart Cup, which again, fantastic. Can't wait to see where it goes. Let's talk. Actually, before we move into that, I forgot we didn't pick our finalists for the women's side.
Ruby, Soho. Ruby. I think Ruby's winning.
You think Ruby's winning?
Give it to me. Give me Ruby.
Give you Ruby all day. You can have Ruby. You can keep Ruby all to yourself. I got Tony picking it up. I got Tony Storm picking this one up.
Okay, I would. Yeah, you don't think Athena makes the surprise and goes? I think
she makes a surprise and she gets to the. Oh, actually, that's a good point. Because I said Athena makes it to the finals if she shows up and she faces Tony next the week after, if that's the case. Yeah. Well then, yeah, I will go with. If that's the case, then I got to take Athena over Ruby. I just don't. I can't. I don't want to. I never want to endorse hot tags ideas when it comes to certain wrestlers. But I think I got to be on board with him. I'm not as excited when Ruby comes out. I don't know what it is. Something's not clicking. I was when she debuted, and I love me some Ruby Riott, but
Shame.
Ruby Soho. I don't know. There's something that's not
Shame. Shame her. Shame him.
I'm going. Then. And now the feed has been cut. Copyrighted music. Thank you for that. I'm going with Athena. You should be proud. Plus, Athena, I think she's originally from Dallas, so Texas girl. That's my excuse.
I wouldn't be mad if Athena was to show up and win it. I wouldn't be mad, but give me Ruby. I'm sticking with Ruby. I'm probably gonna be wrong here.
Stick with Ruby. I'll tell you what, it'll be Athena and Ruby in the finals. If she is the Joker, if she's not the Joker, then I got Tony and Ruby in the finals.
Yeah. I really would have liked to see Mia Yim show up here, though, man.
She still could. I mean, you still, that
forbidden door have impact. Well, yeah, because Big Cass just showed up.
There you go. That forbidden door is wide open.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Mia Yim be the Joker, but I'm sticking with Athena as the Joker, but I'm going with Ruby as the winner.
All right, perfect. You can actually wrap back around and do that, but let's talk real quick because you mentioned Hangman Adam Page and having the shortest title run, possibly the shortest world title run in AEW history. Now, of course, the company's only 3 years old, but still has some significance to it with title runs and everything like that. But something that a lot of the internet wrestling community has been kind of getting a little bit tired of and soured on is the TNT title and its short title reigns and everything like that. So during this episode, I kind of wanted to talk to you a little bit about mid-card titles as a whole throughout wrestling, not just, focusing on the TNT title. We can touch on that a little bit, but mid-card title as a whole in wrestling. What are your thoughts on those? Have they lost the importance that they were supposed to? Are they still necessary in terms of being there for the roster? Like, what are your thoughts on mid-card titles currently in wrestling?
I'm from the old school era of thinking.
From a bygone era.
Yeah, as it relates to those mid-card titles, people like Mr. Perfect, Roddy Piper, Booker T with the United States title and the television title in WCW days. Shawn Michaels early on. Did I say Bret Hart? I probably did. Anyway, Bret, Stone Cold. You start, I feel like on your way up, you're supposed to get that title. Or they give it to the workhorse, i.e. Mr. Perfect, to carry that title. And then you move up to the main event scene. That's what that title is supposed to represent. It's not supposed to be just here. We want, somebody to have this title that means nothing. This title is supposed to be the one. All right, we're gonna put the strap on you, see how you do with this one. Maybe you put on some good matches here, there, and then we're gonna push you up to main event status to challenge that for that title. That's what that time, like Bret, Shawn, Intercontinental Championship runs, had some great runs. Then, all right, it's time to get you up here. Booker T, United States Champion. All right, shit's happening up here with Jeff Jarrett and Hulk Hogan and these guys. You know what? Let's get Booker up here now. He had the U.S. title. He had some good runs. Let's get Booker up here now. Boom, straight to the moon. Right now, let's go U.S. title, for example. I feel like that title hasn't been the same since John Cena had it. And it was relevant. It was exciting to see who John Cena who's gonna come out and challenge him every week that he had the title. And it was some bangers when he had the belt. Right. KO, Sami Zayn, Cesaro, like it was some bangers from that Cena era. That's an underrated era of the United States title that people don't talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
That shit was great. I can't even think of the last time the Intercontinental title had some real bangers.
The last one I can remember that was like really good was when Seth Rollins was doing the hour-long Iron Man gauntlet matches on Monday Night Raw. That's like what people were saying, hey, this dude needs to be the world champion. Go after Brock for the Universal Championship. I think it was, what was it, WrestleMania? Was it 30? Was it 33, 34 where they opened it They opened the show, Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor versus The Miz for the IC title.
Yeah.
I think it was 34. But that is the last time I can remember the IC title being relevant and in a good way. Because even this year at WrestleMania, we did not get either of the mid-card titles on the show.
The last time was what? Apollo versus Big E.
Versus Big E. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
In the Nigerian drum match.
Yep.
For all the,
I will say, I feel like they tried with Big E. I feel like they tried to give him the IC title, and that was a precursor to him going on to bigger and better things. I feel like that was the attempt.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like it worked because he took the belt off of him, and then for a few months he was just Big E. It wasn't, Yeah. He did win Money in the Bank like 3 or 4 months after that. But I don't know. It just seemed like the IC title, but going to the TNT title, the last few months, the Sammy reigns, man. I don't know. It's making me not like Sammy for one.
Right.
And then it's just so short. It's devaluing the title. I feel like they need to give Scorpio a nice run. Miro's run was great. Yeah. So I would say since Miro lost it to Sammy, that's when the problems have begun. Okay. And I know who did Sammy get? So what happened?
So
with the whole Cody, the interim.
Right. So so that was the part that was weird. So Cody was the interim championship. I think is where everybody kind of was like, "What the hell's the point of this?" Yeah. I know they wanted it to look like it was, kind of like boxing or like UFC, real sports. Like if the champion can't defend it, well, we have a championship match booked. Yep. We got to kind of do something about it. So I understood it to that extent, but even then, you were just like, well, that's not how wrestling has ever been. Yeah, never. You could just. Why didn't you just pull another championship match on there? You had the FTW championship you could have fought for. You had, you saw this coming. You could have brought in. Let's see, because I think they had the women's and the tag titles on the line at that point. So, you could have had the world title. I think there are other options you could have done. Just not done that match. People would have understood. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people would have understood. But, so they kind of mess it up there. And I will agree with you on the Sammy. Sammy's last couple runs have been maybe a tarnish to his character. Yep. But for me personally, I want to throw just another perspective to it and say that, a lot of the times we do get caught up in long title reigns meaning something. And especially like right now with what, the tear that the tribal chief is on, it's been amazing. The close to a year-long reigns of all, Jericho, Moxley, and Kenny Omega. All of those title reigns were great, and they felt like important and stuff like that. But I do want to point out, like when it comes to like the big belts, the world championship belts, that's awesome. I think that's needed. I think it's important that the champions hold it for a long time. Mid-card belts, for me, while I do understand their importance and everything like that, I'm okay with the TNT title getting hot-shotted every once in a while. And what I mean by that is we want like other people who maybe not be in the know of wrestling, right? You and me, we follow some of the dirt sheet kind of articles and stuff like that. We know what's going on behind the scenes. Yeah. To say that the regular, more casual fans don't follow that. And they just, pipe in for a quick Rampage or Dynamite episode and they see the belt change hands. Well, that's to them. I remember as a kid when I would see the belt change hands, that was a shock. That was a big deal. You loved seeing title changes on the show. Yeah. You didn't really care that the title had been on this individual for a year or a year plus. You just, oh my God, the belt switched hands. This is amazing. Yeah. In that sense, and because we do want it to look, because we complain a lot about people not giving wrestling the credit it deserves for being a sport and everything like that. Well, in real sports, sometimes the champions get knocked off. That's just what happens. It doesn't always happen, and 9 times out of 10, you can bet that the favored champion is probably going to win it. Yep. But every now and again, that underdog or like the first challenger up may come out and spank them. It's like every year whenever the NFL kicks off and they let the Super Bowl champions play at home for the season opener. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes the opposing team comes in and they beat them.
Yep, get crushed.
And it's one of those things. So I'm not actively mad about the championship getting hot shot, and I don't think it should ever be every other week, kind of like the WCW World Heavyweight title was at one point.
Yikes!
Where every week a new person had it. You know, and as soon as Tony Khan picks it up, I think we need to retire the TNT title.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So as soon as he decides, you know what, I think it looks good on me, that's it. Let's just call it. We had fun. Call it what it is. Time of death. But
I didn't like what's his name? I didn't like the the loudmouth that's coming out with Scorpio Sky.
Dan Lambert.
I didn't like him wearing the title.
You didn't like that?
You know, that was the extra. I hated that.
Yeah.
I didn't like that at all. I didn't like that Sammy Guevara tried to do the whole HBK, me and Tay Conti were doing the nasty on it. I didn't like that either.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
I want Scorpio to have a nice run here.
I do too. I want him to have a good long run. I think that Dan Lambert doing that with the title was hilarious. It did what it was supposed to because it pissed a lot of people off.
Yeah.
Dan Lambert is great at that. He is great at pissing people off. To the point where he was so good, Sammy couldn't say anything back to him. He was getting roasted there on stage, just had to kind of stand there and take it.
Yeah.
Because he was just that good. He was that good. So I think I didn't have a problem with Dan Lambert.
You realize what's happening? Sammy is almost turning me face. He's making me not like heel things. Good Lord, Sammy.
What a great heel Sammy is. He can make you like face things.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man. Be a good guy, Sammy. That's not who you are.
He's just not likable, man. He's just not likable anymore. I don't know if there's any saving Sammy's babyface run right now. Spoiler, because I know you haven't seen it. Do you plan on watching Rampage?
Yeah, I will.
Okay, I'll leave it alone then. But yeah, so obviously they have the TNT title match against Kazarian versus Scorpio. So the story develops there and everything like that. There's a little bit more that goes on there. So I won't spoil it for you, but that definitely gets brought up again on Rampage. But yeah, mid-tier titles all together. I think they're very important. We need them and everything like that. But I do think, like, in general, we need them to be on our screens, but we don't need to freak out if the title reign isn't a 6-month plus reign. If they're doing really great with the title, perfect. Keep them on them for a while. If somebody else is hot and is coming up and needs that title, like I think Scorpio Sky did need the title that Sammy really didn't at the time, I'm fine with a quick hot shot here or there. It feels real. And honestly, like when was the last time with AEW, because they're pretty good at long title runs, did we watch a match and be like, okay, well, we know it's going to be a good match, but there's no real fear of the title changing hands?
Is a lot of the time, actually, like we don't feel like the title's going to change hands.
Right, exactly. And I think that's good because, okay, they're really pushing this dude, but at the same time, then it kind of, there's no disbelief suspense, or there's less of it. And it doesn't keep us on our toes to where, okay, when it does happen, it's a shock and now we're all mad. Well, if they're doing it frequently, we won't be as mad. It'll just be a shock.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about mid-card titles right now, at least on the AEW side. WWE, just put them on TV.
Yeah.
Just let Ricochet wrestle.
Because he puts on pretty decent matches when it happens.
He really does.
It should be an open challenge.
And stop giving him stupid stuff to say. He sounds like a fucking tool.
Yeah. Stop having Ricochet, I feel like, is a good person that could have this match be he could have this belt be a nice open challenge. And
he definitely could.
And defend it. That should be a title that is defended, if not every week on SmackDown, give me every other week.
I'd be cool with that. The sad thing is they don't have enough people.
Correct.
They don't have enough people right now.
So then maybe we need to get rid of a mid-card title. Maybe
we do. So let's say it. If there was which mid-card title would you get rid of right now?
You get rid of the U.S. title.
You get rid of the U.S. title?
In WWE, You get rid of the Intercontinental title is the more, in that company, is the more prestigious title.
I guess that's fair.
That's the one that goes back. The U.S. title has only been in WWE since what, 2001, 2002?
2002.
So, yeah, you get rid of the IC title. I mean, the U.S. title, my bad. Yeah.
I can see that for prestige and everything like that. In terms of purely aesthetics, I think that IC title is buns. I think it has to go.
Yeah. In terms of aesthetics, yeah, you get rid of the IC title.
Yeah, I would get rid of the IC and
US title.
Keep the US title. Yeah, but I agree with you. Prestige, you keep the Intercontinental title, but you can keep them both if you just did something with them. I'm cool with that. Keep them both. Just do something with them. That's all we want to see here on Working the Knee.
Yeah.
Like ours. All right.
New album coming soon.
You never know, man. I keep my ear to the ground, see what's open for me.
Yeah.
All right. I think those are the big things I wanted to talk about. Is there anything you got on your mind today? I'll throw out there.
No, we pretty much hit it, man. We pretty much nailed it.
Well, then before we take off for the episode, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention, since we haven't been on in a while, since we haven't been on since WrestleMania, AEW did mention the Forbidden Door pay-per-view.
Yes.
Got Forbidden Door coming up, as well as not just AEW mentioning Forbidden Door, we also have WWE saying first time in 25 years, I want to say. God, good Lord.
I'm just making it worse here now.
Other way. There you go.
There it is.
You can tell he's a professional luchador.
Yeah. Okay, I'm good now.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah. I don't know how Ray does this all the time.
We got WWE mentioning they got a show booked in Wales for the first time in like 25 years, I believe.
Yep.
I could be wrong, but I think it is.
At least since SummerSlam 92.
Is it 92? Yeah. So 30 years? Ooh. No, was it 92?
90. I don't remember one in 95. I mean, it may be. I can't remember.
Okay. I don't remember either.
10 years old.
97? Does
97?
that sound right? Or am I?
Oh, they did, because they had the European title and all that stuff back then. Yeah, right. Yeah.
I think it was 97.
I'm thinking something, I go straight to Brett. I'll go SummerSlam 92,
It could have been. It could be 92 that I'm thinking of. Either way, they're, doing a new one over there. We got Money in the Bank coming up here shortly. There's a lot of things going on. So you want to start with Forbidden Door? What are some things you want to see come out of Forbidden Door?
I really don't know, because it's New Japan, right?
Yeah, New Japan versus AEW.
They'll probably do some Bullet Club integration in there.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like they're building towards that with the Bucks and those guys, the undisputed elite in the Bullet Club. I'm sure Moxley's going to have a big impact over there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I want to see for Forbidden Door yet.
Okay. Yeah, we'll probably have to do a little bit more research into it. I do want to see a few of the matches. I would love to see. I know they talk about it. I would love to see Bryan Danielson versus Okada. That would be amazing. I would like to see. I'd like to see Bryan against anybody out there.
What's my guy? Dang. That was. I know what I want to see. He was in NXT.
He was in NXT. He's up there. He's up in New Japan right now.
Yeah, and he does the go to sleep as well.
Oh, Kenta.
I want to see him and Punk.
Yep.
I want to see him and Punk.
Yep. Yeah, he tweeted that out as soon as the Forbidden Door was announced.
Yeah.
Kenta wants to see that too. So
I saw that and I said, "Give me that. I want to see it," because I remember him talking about it years ago. Like, I want to fight Punk, and Punk was hella retired at that point.
Yeah,
like, hella retired. Right, you're not getting that match.
I would love to see that. And then a personal one of mine that I love to see is I love good heel work versus great babyface work. Makes it all the more meaningful to me. And I always love the baby faces, but I want to see MJF versus New Japan's biggest baby face ever. And I don't want to butcher the name, but I believe it's Hiromu Tanahashi. Tanahashi is he is their ace. He is their biggest baby face they have out there. Nobody boos Tanahashi. If you want just a great character work, heel versus face match, that's what I need in my life is MJF versus Tanahashi. And
Okay.
that's my dream for there. Also, I'd like to see something stupid like Ishii versus Danhausen.
Danhausen.
There you go.
I love Danhausen.
Love us some Danhausen. Looking like Hookhausen may be a thing too.
I'm not so sure about Hookhausen, but I do like Danhausen.
Love you some Danhausen.
Yeah.
There you go.
Even though he got stomped out quickly in record time.
Sometimes
yeah,
what
Tony
happens.
Nese is the man that destroys this guy.
I guess if you're going to do anybody, I'm excited for Double or Nothing.
Now that I'm talking about, now that I said it out loud, I really do want to see Kenta and Punk. Like I shouldn't have mentioned it. Now I'm like visualizing it as it.
Just trading GTSs.
Yeah, that man. That'd be some good match. You brought up MJF, and I'm going to go all over the place. But rumors lately are talking about he's going to actually go in 2024. You think he's going to leave?
Yeah, I do. I think he's going to go where the money's hot. I think he's a young dude. I think he's going to go where the money is good. And unfortunately, WWE has the deeper pockets.
Do they though?
I know Tony Khan is technically richer than Vince McMahon, but does the product bring in enough money to, you know what I'm saying? Like Tony Khan's business is not as deep pocket as Vince McMahon's business.
With the endorsements and merchandise and all that. Yeah.
Tony makes more money because he's got, he's part owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's got other investments, and that's what makes his net worth more than Vince McMahon. But I think Vince McMahon's company is worth more than AEW is on a whole. So in that sense, wrestling money pocket wise, WWE would have more to offer to MJF.
Bless you.
Thank you. So so I do think unless relationships can get mended real quick, and they would have to give, if they give MJF, which I believe they will, a long title run, kept him in the picture and everything like that, I can see them changing his mind. But I see where he's coming from, man. You see all these other guys, these I don't want to say part-timers, but guys who weren't the originals, didn't sign with AEW in the first place, getting these multi-million-dollar contracts. You see all that, and then now MJF isn't getting paid what he thinks he is bringing in.
Yeah.
I would understand wanting a little bit more money and being a little bit frustrated. Like, hey, just restructure my contract. We're good to go. He just wants to make the same amount of money that guys like Punk and Bryan and Adam Cole are making.
And he probably should. Best heel in the business.
Yeah, I think so.
Top two at least. Top three maybe.
I would say every time he's in a program, it is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, on the card. Unfortunately, I think him and Punk's program kind of overshadowed the Page versus Cole. Yeah. Even world title match. Even though I thought the world title match was a better match, I do understand where MJF kind of is coming from, and he is a big draw. So yeah.
And then now I think the negative will be it's going to be Punk and MJF again. If Punk wins against Hangman, MJF is right around the corner. Yeah.
As they said, they said they would meet each other again here shortly. So
the old foreshadowing the card down the road. Huh?
Yes, sir. But it's a beautiful thing because even if Punk doesn't do it, I still believe MJF's going to be the one to take it off of Hangman. So they're setting it up nice for MJF to pull it off, as long as he doesn't burn any major bridges with Tony Khan.
The last time somebody discussed not being happy with the contract live on TV, they wound up debuting at WrestleMania shortly thereafter.
Yeah, that's that's true.
So, but he's still under contract for 2 years though. So
that's the difference. That is the difference. Yeah. And real quick, let's end it off on who you just mentioned right there. How far we think Cody Rhodes is going to go right now in WWE? We didn't touch on it. We knew he would. When we did the WrestleMania episode, he had just debuted.
Yep.
We knew it was going to happen and everything like that. But now that he's there, we see him doing his work and everything like that, promos he's cutting. How far we think he's going in WWE?
Cody fits so much better there to me.
Mm-hmm.
He fits so much better there than he does in AEW.
Even though he built that company?
Yeah, he built the company. It doesn't work. But it was his own mistakes, and he's owned up to that. And taking himself out of the world title picture was the big one.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just some of the Anthony Ogogo, is that the name I'm thinking?
Yeah, Anthony Ogogo. Yep.
That issue kind of set him back a little bit as well.
Right.
But I feel like his promos work better in the WWE crowd than it does in the AEW crowd. I think his matches with Seth Rollins have been outstanding. I even think the match with Austin Theory was going well. I mean, until Seth came in and interfered.
Right.
But I mean, so now that's definitely going for Hell in a Cell. That's got to end in the cell.
Yeah, for sure.
So, no, I think his run has been great. I think he fits better over there. I think he will be a world champion soon. I think they're building him to fulfill the dream, the American dream. I think that's what we're aiming for here with Cody.
I think
and
so
I wouldn't
too.
be mad at it.
I think so too. Do you see him? And obviously we're going to do our predictions beforehand as well. But early prediction, you see him winning Money in the Bank?
I wanted to. That's one thing. And I'm glad we're about to close on this. He's the face of it. He's the one that's in the commercial so far.
Mm-hmm.
But did you notice that they said the winner gets a shot at WrestleMania?
Yeah,
they get a shot at main eventing WrestleMania. It's not a winner gets a world title shot whenever they so feel like it. It's you get to main event WrestleMania. That part sounded. I don't know what to think about that.
Yeah, because that's not something that you would think. Okay, he slipped up in it. Cool. We'll just run it again. That went through all the editing and went through all the production and made it on the screen.
Yeah,
that's not something that I think you just over. We can't just overlook that.
We're gonna wait a year to give Cody this title if he because I think Cody wins it. I don't know who else wins this. I
couldn't tell you right now who else would win it. There's nobody even in the same round. Maybe Drew picks it up and cashes it in at the European show overseas.
But it's at WrestleMania.
That's the only thing. That's what I'm saying. Like I can't see anybody doing it right now except for Cody. At WrestleMania.
I think Drew is winning the title at the European show.
Yes. Yeah.
I do think that's happening. Because that'd be fucking huge.
It would be.
But man, that you saying them saying that in the commercial is what threw me off about who I thought was gonna win. Because I initially wanted to say, hell yeah, it's Cody is gonna win it. But then it's like, not for another year, not a year. Let's 9 months.
8 months. Yeah.
Like that part threw it off to me, man. Because if then it's like, is Roman going to be the champion still at this time, or is Drew? Because then you got to play off of these storylines, and who's going to be the one? Are we still getting Roman versus The Rock? Because that's being teased too, even on Young Rock on NBC. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot. That the wording of that commercial threw off my prediction.
It is a lot. And then even then, like if you start doing that, what is the? I mean, I know what's unique about it, but that's the whole point of the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
If that's the case, I would love to see Cody win the Royal Rumble. I'd be cool with that if it was say, hey, this is my shot at WrestleMania. That's where you want Cody to pick it up. Cool, I'm down with that. But the briefcase should not. That was what made it awesome in the first place. You could do it at any time.
Yeah, anytime. Yep.
Which, let's go ahead. I just want to throw out my final thought for that. I think Money in the Bank, while I like the idea of it having its own pay-per-view, watching it grow and become its own pay-per-view, I think it needs to go back to WrestleMania.
Agreed.
It just needs to. It was such an awesome attraction. Like you knew, hey, at WrestleMania, we're getting the Money in the Bank ladder match. Let's qualify for it. Let's get those people up there and see what happens. Boom, right there. And let's get rid of all the battle royals.
I kind of think I agree with you that it should be a part of it, but I also feel like Seth Rollins' moment ruined it because you had the cash in at WrestleMania, and that's one of the bigger WrestleMania moments that I can think, at least in recent years. Him coming in, curb stomping, everybody in sight, the spear on Brock and all that, and then him at the top of the ramp swinging the belt. Like that was one of the, and I was I was live there. It was happening. I was like, wow. So I think that moment kind of ruined it.
Right.
But I do agree with you that it should be a part of the WrestleMania card.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great point. I can't argue with that. But I think that's pretty much it. We covered everything we wanted to cover this week. Yeah. Any final words?
There was no surprising hot tag. Fail.
Oh,
fail. No living the gimmick here.
Oh man, some of us are true to it. Others, it's just a name. But hell,
yeah.
I'm sure we'll see him again. I'm sure we'll see him and the Juice again back at it. Let's see what is coming up. Maybe we can kind of plan out some of the episodes coming up, because what's the next pay-per-view? We got
Double or Nothing, right?
Double or Nothing at the end of the month. Yep, in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Yep. We got Double or Nothing, so we're gonna have to do a Double or Nothing prediction show, of course. Got to get those in. Got to get our bets down and everything for that. Following that,
if gas prices weren't so high and flights being ridiculous right now, we'd probably be there. We would be there. Prices are nuts right now, man.
We would be there, not just getting down there, but then hotel stays. I was looking at that. I was like, this is not right. Like, I should not have to stay in a Roach motel just to see, Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
So it's a missed opportunity. We'll get them next time.
Yeah.
We'll get them next time.
And that's my birthday weekend, and I can't be there. That's ridiculous. But anyway, yeah, we'll do a prediction show, or we'll try, even if it winds up just being like this, we can go ahead and do a prediction show for Double or Nothing.
There you go. And we can always get the guys' predictions on it as well and come back on and do it for them. But yeah, Double or Nothing. As of right now, anybody watching and anybody who will be watching, go ahead and just plan for us being there for a Double or Nothing predictions show. Oh, getting all our good final bets in. Put it all on black.
Yep.
That's how
we gotta go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you all for watching. If you have tuned in, we truly appreciate you. We'll holler at you all on the next video. Peace.